If you are new to kettlebell training, then this video is for you. I'm going to treat this like a lesson, but there's still going to be enough work layered in that it'll feel like a workout. And before we get started, I'd just like to note that there's two different camps or buckets of kettlebell training. We have your strength and your ballistics. Strength would be your squats, your deadlifts, your rows, your presses, anything you would traditionally do in the gym, you just happen to be doing it with the kettlebell. The ballistics is what people usually associate with kettlebells. Swings, cleans, snatches, all the fancy stuff. So we're going to work towards that at the end of this lesson. We're going to start with some strength work. So with that said, I want you to grab a light to medium-sized bell. I'm going to grab a 24 kg for reference. So main thing that happens with kettlebell training is everything revolves around a hip hinge or a deadlift. This would be your two-handed deadlift. You can also do single arm, you can do kickstand. There's a lot of variations of that. Your kettlebell swing will look pretty similar. Once we get it out here, it's just another variation of a hip hinge. So just know that if your back bothers you with anything that we're doing in the strength portion, you probably need a little bit more time before implementing the kettlebell swing. With that said, let's go into your kettlebell deadlift. Let's step over the bell so it's in line with your midfoot. And this is just non-negotiable. I always need you to step over the bell so it's underneath your center of gravity. We're going to sit your hips back, obviously hike up the shorts, most important part. Both hands on bell. And then think about packing a little bit of tension, squeezing your armpits tight. And what I want you to do is meet me at the top. Stand tall. Hold. We're going to come down 2 seconds. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Pause just off the ground. Exhale, drive up. That's 2. Come back down. Pause. Drive up. 3. Let's do 2 more. Come back down. Pause. Drive up. 1 more. Pause. Drive up. Okay. Set it down. We will come back to your kettlebell deadlift for a little strength block shortly. What I want to introduce next, though, is the goblet hold, or dead clean into goblet position. So you can watch me first. Same setup. Both hands on bell. Pack tension. Then I'm going to drive up. And I'm going to allow the bell to stay at my chest. Keep my elbows in with vertical forearms. Once you're in this position, we can squat. We can reverse lunge. You can just march in place. There's a lot of different exercises we can do from the goblet position. So let's practice 3 dead cleans. When I say dead clean, that means it's from a dead stop. You're going to come down to the ground each time. You want to think about accelerating and decelerating and trying to land softly. Step over your bell. Both hands on bell. Pull your butt down. We are going to clean it up in 3, 2, 1, go. Drop and catch. Pause. 3, 2, 1, go. Drop and catch. Hold. 3, 2, 1, up. Drop and catch. Excellent. So we've covered a two-handed deadlift and a goblet hold. Dead clean into the goblet hold. What we're going to do next is just review single arm deadlift. I'm going to turn this way so you can see a little better. You want to think about a right lane and a left lane. Let's put the bell in the right lane, right underneath your right shoulder. Right hand is on bell. You can keep your left hand at your chest if you want. Still pack this armpit and then stand tall. Come down. Let's reset and just do left side. Bell's in the left lane, so shift over a tiny bit. Left hand on bell. Stand up. Come back down. Great. Two-handed deadlift, check. Goblet rack, check. Single arm deadlift, check. We could also work on single arm cleans, but that's going to be in the second portion of this lesson. What else do we need to review here? Okay, so once you get this bell into this position in the front rack, you're able to press it, single arm reverse lunges, single arm front rack squat. So you can see it's just the same exercises again, just moving where the weight's displaced. What I want to do now is go into a little movement block. So we're going to do two-handed deadlift for 5 reps and a half kneeling strict press for 3 reps. The way that'll work, right knee down, bring the bell up, and we will press. Okay? What we're going to do before all that is what's called the arm bar. If you're not familiar with kettlebell training, the arm bar is going to be included in most workouts, whether it's a strength workout or a ballistic workout. And this is a way just to warm up your shoulder. Before we do that, I want to review real quickly how to hold the front rack position. So we're going to do one single arm clean, preferably with your lighter bell. Let's go right hand on bell and clean it up. Now, this probably doesn't feel great on your wrist. Comes with the territory. You'll get better at it. A few checkpoints. Elbow underneath your wrist, not out here. Elbows underneath your wrist. Step number 2, make sure we're not up here. It's below your collarbone. You should feel this lat working to stabilize. And number 3, make sure we take our fingers off. They should point straight up, and then you grip tight. I don't want them here like a weak wrist. And let's set it down. Again, if that's your first time, that probably felt like a considerable amount of work. It's okay. It's going to get easy pretty quickly. Left side, let's try real quick. Clean it up. Checkpoints, elbows underneath the wrist, knuckles below the collarbone, fingers straight to the sky, and then grip tie. 3, 2, 1, bell down. Okay, so let's go into your strength block. Again, we're going to need a light bell to start with your arm bar. We're then going to do a body weight deadlift, and then your real bit of work is 2 sets of deadlifts, 2 sets of your strict press. I'm going to use a light bell to start with the arm bar. So for the arm bar, this is really just a way to stabilize the shoulder before we do a bunch of presses. I like to include it before really any workout, before any bit of high intensity work with the bells. When we do this, the goal is to grip it tight, just like we did in the front rack. It's just now extended away from us. And we're going to hold for 30 seconds per side. And just know there's a lot of progressions of the arm bar that eventually go to the windmill, the Turkish get-up, but that's for another day. With that said, meet me on the ground. We're going to roll to the light bell like a baby and put your right hand into that kettlebell. Grip onto it tight. Press it up. You're going to have your left leg straight, left arm straight. Now press through this right foot and roll onto your side. You're going to bring this right leg in front of you. Relax your head and hold. Now let me show you a couple things that you may be doing incorrectly. Make sure we're not here. You can see how hard that is to hold. So I don't want you here. I want you to make sure we rest your head on that arm. Left hand is flat. Left leg is straight, in line with that. And last thing, reminder with the wrist, not weak at the wrist. You're gripping it tight. If you need to check by releasing your fingers, make sure they go up to the sky. Grip tight. Let's roll back. Set the bell down. Depending on what floor you have, you may be able to roll it around, and you're already in position for your left side. Let's press it up. Right leg is straight. Right arm is straight. Press through your left foot. Roll. And hold. Make sure we're using your right arm as a pillow. You're punching the kettlebell up. Your left leg is rested in front of you. 10 seconds left. 3, 2, slowly roll back. Pull it down with 2 hands and set it down. Okay, we're going to do a body weight kickstand deadlift just to prep for the hip hinge a little bit more. Kickstand setup would be, let's go right foot forward to start. Left heel is up and back. If you think there's a line in line with your heel, you just step it back a tiny bit. And then I just want you to reach down. Imagine we have bells in both hands. It just allows you to warm up your hips and hamstrings a little bit differently. 2 more reps. 1 more. Stand up. Let's switch. Left foot is forward. Right heel is up and back. I'll turn this way so you can see it. Hips go up and back. Stand tall. You'll notice I still have a bend in my left knee. You're not trying to keep that left leg completely straight. 2 more. 1 more. Okay, let's get moving. So your deadlift, 2 sets of 5 reps. I'm going to do this with a heavier bell. Lighter bell, half kneeling strict press, 3 presses per side with a 2-second eccentric. I will call it all out. If you need a quick sip of water, go ahead and do so. Grab the appropriate bells. Also, if you want to go up heavier afterwards, feel free to do so, just so I don't have to keep moving it. I have separate stations. In 10 seconds, we will start with your deadlift for 5 reps. Let's go both hands on bell. That bell stays in line with your midfoot. 3, 2, 1, stand up. Come down 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and up. I know we did this in our warm-up, but now is the opportunity to do a little bit heavier bell. It's 2, 3, 4, 5. Set it down softly. Great. Half kneeling, strict press. Go to your lighter bell. You're going to start with right knee down. Make sure, if you can, tuck the toes underneath here. It's part of why we're doing barefoot training. Clean up the bell right side. From here, left arm is out or tight to your chest. We're going to press up the bell, hold, come down 2 seconds. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, pause, exhale, punch. 1, 2, pause. Last one, punch. 1, 2, pause. Set it down. Other side. I'll face this way. Left knee is down, right leg is forward. Let's rack it left side. Hold your arm out tight. Meet me at the top. Come down 2 seconds. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, pause, exhale, punch. We just have one more. Drive up. And bring it back down. Great. Set it down. We're going to do one more set through. Before we do, something to note about your single arm front rack holds that I forgot to share is when grabbing a bell, especially as we go up in bell size, there's 2 different ways you can grip it. Thumb side or pinky side. Just biasing towards the pinky side. So often, I personally enjoy to do pinky side, depending on the size of the bell or the make of the bell. But when you have a really heavy bell on the back of your wrist, I know I remarked on it before, sometimes it doesn't feel good. If you are thumb side, sometimes that can really dig into the wrist depending on the shape of your form. So just know you can play around with those sides. Okay? Let's go back into your 2-handed deadlift. Heavy bell. Bell is in line with your midfoot. Both hands on bell. 3, 2, 1. Stand tall. Come down. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Drive up. That's 2. Match my tempo. 3, 4. Last one. And 5. Set it down. Half kneeling strict press. Last set. Right knee is down. Clean it up. Right side. Left arm's out. Meet me at the top. Down 2 seconds. 1, 2. Pause. Exhale, punch. 1, 2. Pause. Exhale, punch. Bring it down. Set it down. Another thing I kind of skipped over, but you'll notice I'm sometimes doing what's called a cheat clean, where I grab it with my left arm, support it with the right. It just helps get into position. Drive up overhead. Down 2 seconds. 1, 2. Pause. Exhale, punch. 1, 2. Pause. Exhale, punch. 1, 2. Set it down. Okay, quick break if you need it. We're going to move on to some ballistic training. So I'm going to show you the setup of a swing, a 2-handed swing, and then we'll finish with a single arm swing variation. For this, you're either going to want your light bell or your medium-sized bell. I will work medium-sized bell for the 2-handed swing. So let's talk through the setup. Anytime you start a set of swings, it should look the same as you finish. So your setup and your ending position look exactly the same. Arms distance away, right? My hands would be directly over the bell. You push your hips up and back. We're already used to that with the deadlift. It's now just ass is a little higher. You grip onto the bell, you tilt it back, and then last bit, pack your lats. You'll notice the bell slid. Just hold that. If you were to let go of that bell, you may even fall backwards just based on where your hips and feet are displaced. 3, 2, 1, stand back up. I'm going to turn this way just so I don't hit the wall behind me. Because if we're doing the swings properly, the bell should get back here if you're sitting deep into your hip hinge. What I don't want to see is a lot of people end up swinging like this. That's incorrect. You want the bell to float, push back, and then drive out. So we already covered the setup. Arms distance away, feet gripping the floor. Next up is called a hike swing. This is just bringing the bell up to the groin and landing softly. Grip the floor tight, push your hips up and back, tilt the kettlebell back, pack your lats. You notice it slides. To hike it, you just bring it up to your groin, land softly. It's 1, give me 2 more. 2, last 1. 3, set it down. A couple things I don't want to see on that is that we lift. Your hips should stay low. Sometimes there may be a little bit of deviation, but I like to think in terms of the setup and the finish that you're under a low ceiling, so you can't stand up to get in position. We need to stay low so we can drive out of the hole. That now is a great transition into our dead stop swing or a reset swing. So these are single reps. And we're going to be working towards consecutive two-handed swings, but it's really good to start out with at least one set of dead stop swings just to set the tempo and to fire up the system. So dead stop swing means we're going to come all the way up, and we're going to land softly. Watch me for 1 rep. You know the setup. Tilt the kettlebell back, pack your lats. I'm going to hike it and then drive up. Land softly. Let's do a set of 3 reps, and I'm going to workshop on what I don't want to see. Hands on bell. Tilt the kettlebell back. 3, 2, 1. Hike it back. Stand tall. Let it float. Pause. 3, 2, 1. Go. Last 1. 3, 2, 1. Go. And bell down. Okay, so before we go into your consecutive swings, let's just talk about some things that could go wrong with that dead stop. Is when we came up, what I often see is people reach out in front of you. So there shouldn't be this huge arc. I want you to imagine that the bell just floats down, and at the last possible second, you get out of the way. All right, so float, 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 pushing your hips instead of this. So let me show you what swings usually look like when you go to the gym. Right, a really big arc versus tight to my body. Tight, and I'm patient coming down. So for this block, what we're going to do is 2-hand swing for 5 consecutive swings. You set the bell down, you stand tall, you take 3 breaths, you just have to do 2 sets. If you didn't pay attention to all that, just follow my lead. Let's step up to your bell. How many reps we got? 5. Both hands on bell. Tilt the kettlebell back. 5 consecutive swings in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Bell down. Stand tall and try to slow down your breathing. Give me 2 more breaths. Last one. Both hands on bell. Tilt the kettlebell back. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. And 5. Bell down. Good. So you probably noticed my breath pattern. The idea is once we string along really high sets of volume, say we're doing 10 to 15 or 20 swings at a time, you need to let out a little shallow breath because you really can't continue on and work at that same capacity or intensity without breathing. So some people tend to hold their breath, but you want to let out a little bit of an exhale, not a full exhale, but enough of an exhale that you can still stay tight and still kind of stay on track with your breath and tempo. Now, the last thing I want to work on, take a peek, is your two-handed swing, or sorry, single arm swing. So this will be quick. And for some people, this is already a little bit too advanced. I'm just trying to sneak this into the video to let you know where your training is headed. we already talked about right lane versus left lane. If I'm doing a single arm swing on my right side, the bell's going to be in the right lane. Same exact setup. You can watch me first. Grab onto the bell, tilt it back, pack your armpit. Your left hand is at your chest because we're going to hike it back. Okay, so there's a couple things to keep in mind with your single arm swings. Bell stays in the same lane the whole time. And the other thing is to think about that other arm. So when the bell comes down, when I push up and back, my left arm is up and back. And then when I swing through, it punches through. That arm mechanic, the off arm mechanic, can throw a lot of people off. So if you're a little confused, know that you're in the right place. You're going to get better at it. Let's do this next set with me. Let's go back to right side again. Bell is in the right lane. Reminder, if you have a heavy bell here, maybe go a little bit lighter. Right hand on bell. Tilt it back. Left hand is at my chest. We have 3 swings in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Land softly. Bell stays in the right lane. Stand up. Reset. Bell's in the left lane. Left hand on bell. Tilt it back. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. And bell down. As one little teaser, the next step would be a transfer swing or a hand-to-hand swing. You don't have to practice this one, just watch me though. I'm going to switch or transfer to the other hand every rep. That's a little bit more advanced. For the sake of today, really just wanted to teach you how to use the kettlebell as a strength tool, and then how to start to work in or incorporate two-handed swings and some of the ballistic training. There'll be other levels to this introduction, but I think this is a great starting point. Thank you guys for joining, and let me know if you have any questions.